If you're looking for a blister kit with advanced capabilities, the Advanced Blister Kit could be what you're after. Any blister kit should be assembled with 5 goals in mind: to maintain the blister roof, minimise pain, prevent infection, speed healing, and give you a chance to prevent blisters in the first place. So I've put together the Advanced Blister Kit. It's more than your average kit because it combines materials and products that you might not be able to find easily elsewhere, but that are available to me as a practitioner. Some of these items I've never seen before in a blister kit anywhere, but they're items that take blister management to a whole new level, to help you achieve those 5 blister kit aims, to get you to the finish line or reach your destination with your feet intact. So let's have a look at what's inside. We've got felt, which is like moleskin but it's thicker and more useful, and I'm going to show you in a few minutes a few things you can do with it. We've got silicone gel toe sleeves. Oh my gosh, if you get toe blisters, you're going to thank me for putting these 2 devices in the kit. We've got Engo patches, the ultra low friction patch you put on your shoe or your insole. I'm assuming you already know how brilliant Engo is, but suffice to say that it's the absolute best way to deal with friction. We've got scalpel blades for lancing blisters if the need arises, hydrocolloid dressings, which is the material to use when your blister de-roofs, plus some first aid kit staples, antiseptic, dressings, gloves, an adhesive enhancer, and fix-em-all tape. So let's look a little closer at how you can use these items to achieve your 5 blister kit goals. The 7mm felt. There's an 11 by 9 cm piece of it. Let me show you a few things you can do with felt to treat blisters and to prevent them in the first place. Donut pads like this take the pressure off heel blisters, blisters under the ball of the foot, and really blisters anywhere. You get to make them yourself, so you have complete control over their size and shape, so it suits your blister location. For small fiddly areas like your toes, you can deflect pressure with a tiny piece of felt here. And if you get blisters at the tip of your toes or under the nail because your toes bend over, I recommend you stick a couple of layers of felt under the toes to prevent them from bending over quite so much. We call this a toe prop. Felt is self-adhesive, but it needs to be secured down with fix-em-all tape, and there's 1/2 metre of it included in this kit. Secondly, we've got silicone gel toe sleeves. This cushioning material has a really low shear modulus, which means it absorbs a lot of shear. If the gel material is absorbing the shear, it means less shear has to occur within the skin, and that means less blisters. This is brilliant for toe blisters, and with 360-degree coverage, it protects against blisters between your toes, on top of your toes, under your toes, and if you tape one end up like this, it protects the tip of the toe too. So there's one for your big toe and one for the little toes in this blister kit. Now, a material like this is not great for large weight-bearing areas because it degrades your functional efficiency. For example, it absorbs your propulsive force, which is your push-off. But if it really came to it, you could cut this down the middle and tape it to your foot like this. It's a little unorthodox, but if I had no felt and no Engo and I had a blister, I'd give this stuff a shot. We've got 2 Engo patches. These are the large ovals, and they're the most versatile patches of the 4 shapes. Engo patches go on your insole or shoe to minimise friction. It is the single most important thing to use when you're trying to stop a hot spot from turning into a blister, and it is the single most important thing to use if you know you're blister prone in a certain location. But also, if you've got a blister and you want to get it to heal as quickly as possible, you still need to control friction. Otherwise, you're traumatizing the skin as it's trying to heal, and this is almost always neglected. These patches last for 500 kilometers, and it's an advanced material that should absolutely be in anyone's blister kit. If you get larger hotspot areas or heel blisters particularly, there are Engo patches designed especially for that area that you can simply add to your kit. I'm including 2 scalpel blades because I recommend scalpel blades for lancing blisters rather than pins or needles or the ends of scissors, because they're sterile and because it makes the right kind of hole in your blister. Let me just say, if you can, leave a blister intact. But if you have to continue with your run or your hike or your game and your blister is painful and likely to tear, it can be wise to take matters into your own hands and lance your blister in a controlled, clean environment. That means doing it with a clean technique and with sterile equipment. And one more thing, you don't pop blisters. Lancing blisters is a painless procedure where you provide the blister fluid the opportunity to escape the confines of the blister, thereby reducing pressure and reducing pain. But opening the blister immediately opens it up to the chance of bacterial infection, and that's why you have to apply an antiseptic, a simple dressing. You have to keep it clean and monitor for signs of infection. If this occurs, you should seek medical advice. One thing you must understand when using scalpel blades is that these are single-use items. They're very sharp and you need to dispose of them properly into a sharps container. After you've used it, simply wrap it back up in its packet and dispose of it properly when you have the chance. And the last of these 5 advanced items is a hydrocolloid dressing called Comfeel. It's a bit like Compeed. We use hydrocolloid dressings on non-infected foot ulcers to promote healing, and they are just perfect for when your blister deroofs because it's the best substitute for the blister roof. You don't use hydrocolloids on dry lesions, like when the blister is still intact, or even if you've lanced your blister and the roof is still sitting right over the blister, right where it needs to be. You use a hydrocolloid when your blister has deroofed, when the top has rubbed right off and you're left with that exposed, weepy blister base. It keeps a moist wound environment that promotes healing. So these are the 5 items I would not leave home without in my blister kit. Plus I've included, just for good measure, 5 additional staple blister kit items that you should already have in your first aid kit. They're not just for blisters, but I'll show you a couple of tricks of the trade for using these specifically for foot blisters. They are an adhesive enhancer. If you're taping your feet or you're about to put a dressing on but your feet are kind of clammy or the tape's not sticking, an adhesive enhancer will do the trick. There's half a metre of Fix-A-Mall tape. You can use Fix-A-Mall to secure your felt and hydrocolloid dressings, and you can tape any blister-prone areas with Fix-A-Mall. And here's a tip I learned from Anna Beetham, the podiatrist for Oxfam Trail Walker Melbourne. To tape one of your small toes, see these lines on the back of the tape? Cut 2 pieces, one that's 2 segments thick and the other that's 3 segments thick. Lay the tape down, one this way and one this way, and that's how you can tape your little toes. We've got 2 betadine antiseptic swabs, 2 gloves and 2 basic sterile dressings. Now a trick for dressing toe blisters easily is to cut a dog bone kind of shape like this, making sure you leave a bit of sticky here which will keep the dirt out, and apply it over your toe like this, or like this. But the 5 heroes of this blister kit are the silicone gel toe sleeves, the felt, the engo patches, the hydrocolloid dressings and the scalpel blades. So that's what we have in the Advanced Blister Kit. It packs down to a tiny 10 centimetres by 15 centimetres by 1 centimetre and only 64 grams. And I've included some instructions so you can be sure to get the most out of these advanced items that might be new to you. It's not a blister kit for everyone. If you're happy with standard equipment and basic first aid capabilities for blisters, then you don't need this blister kit. The Advanced Blister Kit offers a gathering of advanced items with advanced capabilities to deliver on those 5 blister kit aims. Keeping your blister as pain-free as possible, stopping your blister roof from tearing or deroofing, preventing your blister from getting infected, making your blister heal as quickly as possible, and even stopping your hot spot from becoming a blister in the first place. If these advanced blister management capabilities interest you, then the Advanced Blister Kit is the blister kit for you.